Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome along then to the Late Breakers Club. We are back then once again for the third week in a row then, of course. Brand new league for me, but we are back for the third week on the trot, and it is very nice to be back. Hopefully everyone's having a very good day then. The fifth round of the season is here for the Canadian Grand Prix. Deck in the chat, we've got a few others as well. Wolfie joins us now. But today should be quite a nice one then, everybody. Candidate that it is, and 15 drivers join us for this one this afternoon. So I'm looking forward to be getting into it. Hopefully you all are as well. We've started a little bit later than usual tonight. Unfortunately, JP getting in a bit later than he usually would. But that is all good. Everybody was happy to wait, and we are getting on with it now. So no issues there. As in the chat, Dex says, who do you think is getting voted out in I'm a Celeb? It's going to be Alex Scott. I'm calling it, says Deck. Ooh, you know what? I actually had my money on Alex Scott last night as well. I was thinking, I think it might be time for her to go, to be fair. How's everyone feeling about we have one race to go? I'm looking forward to it, mate. Really, really am. I'm hoping it's going to be a good end to the season in F1. But 15 minutes of your session then, ladies and gentlemen, here in Canada. We're going to get this stuff on your screen really quickly. And I'm sure you'll be happy to hear I've got F1 now on PC. We're not using the PC at the moment. This is through the Xbox. Well, we are using the PC to stream, but not actually to play the game. I have got it on PC now, though, and that should enable me to use some very cool graphics in the next few weeks when I've got that sorted out. We should get some very nice graphics on the screen, you know, more realistic F1-looking style graphics. The TV pod Halo stuff and all that kind of thing should be really cool, but hopefully I can get that sorted for the next few weeks. Potts over the line, 1:11.336 then. Kickstarts qualifying off quite nicely. Elmo of the Void then, he goes into P1 with a 1:10.1. I just found out I'm ending CPG season the day after Abu Dhabi. Crazy stuff. Elmo with the Void, fastest man on the track then at the moment. And I will have a look at the standings at the minute as well, because that's going to tell us quite a bit. Let's quickly go down to the Late Breakers Club. We'll have a quick look at the standings then for you, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, the fifth round of the season now. And let me just really quickly check if I can find them in the server. Driver standings. I believe I've got the right thing here. Okay, right. We've got Alex N then on the most points. Is that right? No, I'm on the wrong thing here, I think. I don't think I've actually got permissions for it. Never mind, we can't look at that. But I will have a look when I can then, ladies and gentlemen. But it is shaping up to be a good season at the moment, with 13 minutes of this session at the moment. Deckers as well is here this evening, and I haven't seen him race that much this week. As Waits over the line with a 1:09.906, and puts a very lovely time on the board, ahead of his teammate Elmo of the Void. So Waits beating him at the moment, but their rivalry is always one to look at then in these races, and I'm looking forward to see which driver can come out on top here in qualifying. Still 13 minutes to do so, and that's a lot of time to try and one-up each other, so we'll see who has the better time in them today. Derek down in 9 then, 10 is Luco's in quali at this moment in time. Luke is in the pit lane, Raikkonen is down in 12 and starting a flying lap then here in Canada. Let's see what he can do then. Through the first sector, dipping down the hill then, flying to the left-hand side and trying to get a decent time on the board in this Haas car. The lone Haas car today, only driver in the Haas with us at the moment. Wolfie says, Gimmy's on track. Oh my God, he makes a return. the real Kimi Raikkonen is here. He races for the Late Breakers Club. But anyway, 12 minutes of your session. Raikkonen heading down then into the hairpin we go, and he's got a Mercedes in front of him. Maybe a slight slipstream from him then as he heads all the way up down towards the Wall of Champions, the main area where you get caught out quite a lot, and of course, given the name, that's exactly why it's called that. Raikkonen into the Wall of Champions. Has he got anything in store for us today? Has he got a good time under his belt? We'll find out then. Up towards the line, it's looking okay. Down in P11, 1:11, 5, 1:11, 6:89. Sorry, so not a great time down in 11, but you know, we'll find out if you can improve from there. Card Elf then through the Wall of Champions. Here we go. 30% battery, DRS enabled. Foot to the floor then here in qualifying. Can Card Elf get a good time on the board? It's P13 with a 1:12.1. This man getting a brand new wheel as well tonight, I believe. Getting the I think it was it Moser? I think he got a Moser wheel. I'm pretty sure it looks pretty nice as well. And he gets to test it out tonight, which is what we like to see. If you are in the chat then, ladies and gentlemen, then let's get involved. Qualifying predictions. Who do we think is going to be on pole position tonight? Deckers then is up by 3/10 on the last lap around. Manages to get himself into P5. Remember, tonight then, we do have the post-race interviews again, like we always do here in the Late Breakers Club. And of course, the top 3 drivers will be the drivers we will be interviewing. So make sure you are up there if you want to be in that interview room. Deckers for pole, says Wolfie Plays. That would be a pretty cool sight, wouldn't it? If the Mercedes could do that tonight. His teammate Derek is down in 10. Deckers is up in 5. With 10 minutes to go, he's still got a long while of this race, of this qualifying session. My brain is fried tonight, really is. It's because it's so late. It's because it is so late. Wolfie says he lost the podium on Monday. He did. It really is a shame as well, because we've been waiting for Deckers to get that, get that good result that he's been hoping for so long, to get himself up there on the top of the world and in the interview room. But he goes into the pit lane now and not improving at the moment. Still 9 minutes to go though, and he's got time to go in and out. Waits is out there then on a flying lap through the first sector as Elmer of the Void beats his teammate with a 1:09.591. Faster than his teammate there then by about 3/10 of a second in that. As Waits, he invalidates this time around. Waits invalidates. Wow, one of the only drivers on their outlaps, and he invalidates today, unfortunately. Such a shame. But if you're in the chat then, make sure we get this. Wow, that was the worst voice crack ever at the Late Breakers Club. My apologies. Make sure we get this stream shared. We want to get a good showing in here, hopefully. You know, get some more drivers for the Late Breakers Club and help it grow even more. I didn't have time to send the invite out to people. Hopefully I can try and get an invite sent out in a moment's time. But yes, invalidated for Waits, unfortunately. Deck in the chat, that was bad. It was bad, but I promise you there has been much worse. There has been much worse. Wolf in the chat says it's China. What is China? Why am I missing something here? I'm used to the voice cracks now. Oh my god, I've just had an absolute, I don't even know the word for it. Trying to talk about that Elmer of the Void then. Just narrowly misses out, I think, on the McLaren there, who moves out of the way. They're going to head round and down towards the line. Possibly on another lap here, actually. We'll find out. Here he goes then. Rounding out the hairpin is the Williams, who's currently on provisional pole position. His teammates behind then of Waits with a 1:09.652. And the gap between 1 and 2 is very close. About 1/10 of a second is in it. Oh, China for Monday. I get it now, I get it. But Elmo of the Void goes into the pit lane, waits, is out on the track, and with the fuel light on, I think this will be him going into the pit lane now. We shall find out, but I think it will be him going into the pits then, heading down into the Wall of Champions. Not a lot of EOS left on this, unless this is a lap for him, which is actually looking quite fast. He does go into the pit lane though, and that will be it right now. 6 minutes to go though. There's Orimas up in third place then in the Red Bull, and he goes into the pit lane too. Black Sharks heading round in fourth position at the moment then, and heading his way all the way up down towards the Wall of Champions again. As what can this man do for us? Has he got anything in store through the Wall of Champions, or is it going to be a pit lane for him? No, Wall of Champions he goes then, round the final corner. Here comes the McLaren then, pushing towards the line. It's looking quite quick actually. He crosses the line, he does take third place, nearly half a second improvement there for the McLaren, who gets himself up on the second row of the grid. Very strong stuff indeed. In the chat, Lana to win the championship this weekend. F Verstappen, says Wolfie plays. I mean, Verstappen ain't one of my favourites, okay, but I would absolutely love to see him and Oscar Piastri claw it back, and we go into the the final round of the season with 3 drivers all capable of taking it. I think that would be pretty cool. Here comes Deckers then, who's invalidated this time around. He's going to go into the pit lane in 5th position at the moment. As behind that then, Watson in 9. I believe a new driver here today. I've not seen this name before, but he is here this afternoon and looking for a good qualifying time. Looking decent so far. As Decker the chat comes in and says he invalidated 2 laps in a row, which is why we haven't seen an improved lap time from him. I don't know if he's going to come out again. If you're in the chat, if you want to let us know, Deckers, if you're coming out again, or is that you done for qualifying? You have to let us know what is going on. But P5 for him right now, as Watson heading down towards the Wall of Champions. He says he is coming out, so Deckers will give it another go with 3 minutes and 57 seconds left. Then Watson into the pit lane. Thought it was going to be a lap for him. It's 1:10.976, but he will not be improving at the moment. Potts then is out and down by 1.8 in sector 1. Not entirely sure what he's doing here. Then Cardelf round the hairpin he goes, and he's found 7/10 of a second at the moment. 7/10 would get him around 1 place gained at the moment. We'll see if he can continue this form, because if he can find even more than that, he will find himself higher up on the grid this afternoon. As Cardelf into the final chicane then, and takes it quite nicely. The DRS gets activated really smooth then for the McLaren, as from P14 he does jump to P12 then, does Cardelf, and puts on a decent qualifying time as his teammate waits then coming out of the pit lane. Not waits, but his teammate waits for him. My bad. Forget that this guy's called Waits as well in the Williams, as he goes into the final corner and begins his flying lap. Here we go. Elmo of the Void is on the lap around. He's up by nearly 1/100th of a second. Waits is starting a lap now as well. Into the first corner he goes then with 87% battery to see him through this lap around. He's got a good lap underneath him then, if he can just get everything right that he needs to do. Head through the right-hander, and the end of the first sector is near. Elmo of the Void is up by 1/10 of a second then in the second sector, and he's fastest middle sector. Waits, his teammate, is now fastest first sector by 2/10 of a second. You're witnessing the battle of the Williams then here in qualifying, ladies and gentlemen, as Elmo of the Void is up by 1/10 in the second sector. He's fastest in the first as well. He's going to head round the Wall of Champions now to cross the line. Waits is up by 2/10 then in the first, of course. Elmo over the line. He takes provisional pole 109.561. An improvement there from Elmo as Waits is up by a tenth and a half over that then in the middle sector, and the Williams is going to fly down the back straight now and towards the final corner. He is trying for pole position. He has to beat his teammate to it then. His teammate 1/10 of a second faster. Waits has found much more than that today. He's going to head towards the line in Canada. Will it be enough for pole? Ahead of his teammate, it is enough for pole. 4/10 of a second found, and Waits is on provisional pole position then here today in Canada for the 5th round of the season. Still a minute to go. A lot of drivers on the track, but the Williams boys are absolutely superb up at the top then, running away with it, and it's looking like a Williams front row lockout at this moment in time. Black Sharks in 3. He improves, never mind, he's down by 10th in the first sector. Deckers finds himself all the way down in P7 then, but he will cross the line now to go for a faster time. Here comes the Mercedes, P7 at the moment. He crosses the line. He does jump to 6th. Makes an improvement, but it still isn't where he was earlier, of course, in the 5th position. Now in 6th, but does make an improvement and gains a place. Wow, great stuff then from the drivers. Deckers unfortunately not improving, and with 30 seconds to go, this is going to be it for him. I don't think he'll make any more improvements, which is really a shame to see, but it's looking like this is completely it then for Deckers in the Mercedes, who will head round the chicane and heading all the way up towards the pit lane, I think, with 15 seconds to go. Who have we got on a lap then? Alex M is on the lap around. Let's see what this man can do. Waits does retire from the session confident with a 1:09.2, massively quicker than everybody behind him, and feeling very confident to just retire the car then in quali now, and knows that he's most likely still going to be able to hold on to that even when not here to defend his time. Alex said he's down by a 10th of a second in the middle sector. As into the pit lane goes Deckers. We've got a Red Bull of Orumas, who's a bit further to closer to the line, with a 10th up then in sector 2 into the Wall of Champions. DRS then activated and towards the line for the Red Bull driver P4, but will it be any more? Into 3rd then in quali, 1:10.083. How close was he then to pole position? Great stuff. Alex over the line in 7. We've got somebody else crossing the line of Derek, who's invalidated. That'll be it for Derek. Jones heading round, down by a 10th and a half in the middle sector, but he's still going to try and put a better time on the board. DRS activated towards the line. Will it be an improvement for Jones in the Ferrari? He crosses the line. It will not be an improvement. He is down very marginally. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the Williams boys are the men on top again. It is a Williams 1-2 in qualifying. A Williams front row lockout then to lock out the front row of the grid this afternoon. Great times as they snatch the front row. Deck says I can win, just waiting for the 10k bits race, trust me. Here we go then, ladies and gentlemen, your finishing results for the Canadian Grand Prix qualifying session. It's Waits on pole with his teammate Elmo of the Void then. 2nd place, thank you for the follow, mate, as well, I appreciate that. Orumas 3rd, joined by Black Sharks in 4. 5, Jones, joined by Deckers on the 3rd row of the grid with him in 6. Alex then, he's in 7, joined by Lucas in 8. IS 9 with Watson rounding off the top 10. Next up is the Grand Prix, ladies and gentlemen, and we will be back very shortly. See you soon. Bit late on everybody, I do apologise, but it is lights out and away we go then. Here we go, Waits into the first corner with Elm of the Void second place. So Williams got an absolutely brilliant start off the line then. Here today in Canada, McLaren is behind that in third place. Black Sharks with a good start. Deckers then is a brilliant start up into fourth position. Deckers has gained a few places, really good from him then. Jones in 5, Orim at 6, Alex M then 7, it's Lucas in 8, IIS 9, Watson 10, Derek 11 then with Potts 12, Raikkonen comes in 13, Cardelf then at the back in 14 with Luke in 15, who tries to make a move here, no move for him. Now Cardelf gets on the outside line of Raikkonen, he can't get through either, has to wait back at the moment, the McLaren has to wait his turn, looks up the inside line here, but the move isn't on for him just yet and he has to continue on. As Potts gets overtaken by Derek then. Through goes Derek into P12. Potts goes down to through goes Derek into 11. Potts drops down to P12. Raikkonen now on the rears of that one then. Heading all the way down into the Wall of Champions on lap 1 of 35 then, ladies and gentlemen. With the drivers today here in Canada. As Waits with the fastest lap of the Grand Prix as the drivers cross the line. Waits is the fastest man then on that first lap around, and he's still leading, looking like a Williams 1-2 at the moment. Deckers in P4 as Black Sharks trying to put a bit of pressure on the back of Elmo of the Void. Is that going to work properly? We shall find out on lap 2 now of 35. Waits and Elmo 1 and 2, Black Sharks 3. Let's have a look down to the back then. His race strategies on your screen. Is anybody going to follow that? We will find out, but Cardelf is looking close on the backside of Raikkonen, and I'm looking forward to see if he can make a move on him here. Not too far behind then, and I think when a move opens up, he's going to definitely take advantage of that one, especially like now. Here comes the McLaren on the backside of the Haas, who had a bit of a bad exit out of there compared to this McLaren. Cardelf getting ever closer and into the final few corners. The Haas goes very deep. Cardelf getting a bit closer. Will it be a move here then as they head all the way down the back straight? We've got Raikkonen using all his battery then and all his might to stay in front, and he does stay in front this time around, but Cardelf getting ever closer. This will be a move sooner than later. As lap 14 then, lap 14, P14 sorry, is Cardelf. Still not a move this time around, but he's getting ever closer. Not a lot of overtakes happening at the moment. We did get a few at the start as Deckers did make his way through to P4, but a very clean start then from the drivers, clean and controlled from everybody here as Deckers does get his way up into 4th position, and you see the closing speed there on the McLaren in front. He really closed in on him, and he needs to kind of try and keep that up then to get towards him, but he does lose a lot of time there as the Ferrari gets ever closer of Jones, very much behind the Mercedes now, and I think this could be a move very much sooner than later. Here we go then, everybody, all the way down the back straight. Could be a move here for the first time today with these drivers. Still nothing happening. Down into the right-hander. The Ferrari still getting closer, but no overtakes happening here at the moment. It's a very unusual race. Not a lot going on with the battling. Potts and Derek do swap around though, and Potts goes into 11 as we go back up the order and into the first corner. Potts with a 3-second time penalty now as well. But lap 4 then of 35. And we've got Waits and Elmo of the Void, the two Williams then, the men at the front, running away with this race at the moment. We are only the 4th lap, and we haven't had a lot of battles. Considering how close the drivers are, I'm actually shocked that these overtakes aren't coming in. Watson does get overtaken, though, by IIS into 9th position, and the Kick Sauber drops down to 10. Oh, Derek goes around then in the Grand Prix here in Canada, down to 14th position, and carries on. Cardelf there. Not entirely sure what happened there, but we did have Derek going around to the back of the grid. If you are in the chat, then give us a race prediction like everybody did for quali. Want a race prediction off you guys? Who do you think is going to be on top today? Is Raikkonen with a 3-second time penalty as well. There's Derek also with a 10-second penalty. 10 seconds to his name, and he retires from the session, unfortunately, very early on. Good job it was in the pit lane, though, so no safety cars coming out due to that, and the drivers continue on then in this race. Look very far at the back of the grid. He's all the way down in 14, 6 seconds off the pace at the moment. As ahead of that, there's a few drivers, possibly with some overtakes, I'm hoping, with some of the front boys. 3.2 seconds is the gap between the two Williams and the McLaren in third. The two Williams are running away with this then on lap 5 of 35 with 30 more times around this circuit, and Black Sharks in third, Deckers 4 trying to gain towards him. Jones is behind that as well, and position changes down the back as Potts went into P10, and the Racing Bull is going to try and get back through, not able to, into the into the chicane. There we go then, the three drivers all trailing each other through here in Canada. It's Watson that leads this one, Potts in 10th, and the Racing Bull in 11 as they head through and down towards the hairpin on the 6th lap of the race. Getting closer is Potts here, but he has got a 3-second time penalty, which would throw a spanner in the works. Jones then gets a 3-second penalty. The penalties are starting to rack in now then as the drivers head round the first corner. The two Williams running away with it still. Cardelf gets overtaken by Raikkonen then down into the first corner. Raikkonen down into P12 with a great move on him, and now makes a position up. Derek is the only driver to retire from this session today then. There's still 14 people joining us. Still 14 people are here with us in this race. And like I said, if you are in the chat, please give us a race prediction. Who do you think is going to be the race winner of this Canadian Grand Prix? You'll have to let us know. Of course, we've got the top 3 interviews as well coming your way after this race. Looking Cardelf then, they change around because Cardelf now making a pit stop early on in this race on the 8th lap now of 35. But Cardelf, of course, in the pit lane. First pit stop we've seen today properly. And on the new hard compound tyres. We'll find out what strategies the drivers are going for today then. With, of course, the medium compound tyres for some of them. Elmo of the Void then is going to try up the inside here of the Williams. The Williams boys finally with a bit of competition on each other, both on the medium compound tyres. There's yellow flag into the final few corners. Who was that? I think the rear spun around for Alex M there, who's on the circuit again. Luco with a penalty. Luco now with a time penalty. 3-second penalties. Oh, yellow flags for someone. Waits there, I think, bringing out a bit of a yellow flag. 2.5 seconds now to his teammate. Loses time. And on lap 9, he's going to have to try and gain a bit more if he wants to get that competition back again. Cardell for the 3-second time penalty, along with, I think Potts got another one there. Oh, this is looking exciting then. Pit stops coming in for the Williams. Elmo of the Void and Waits both in the pit lane today. Who's going to follow them in? Anybody? Or do they continue on? Black Sharks continues. Decker's now in 2nd place, ladies and gentlemen. And hopefully he can continue his form today and have a nice race this evening. He's in the Mercedes, driving 2nd place at the moment. He will have to make a pit stop at some point, along with all the drivers behind him. Well, pit stops came in then for the front 2 Williams, and I don't know if we've had many more. We've had Watson in the pit lane, Luco's as well. Waits has been in now with his teammate Elmo of the Void, but everybody else still has to make their pit stops today then, ladies and gentlemen. So a lot of drivers still needing to go in that pit lane, and I cannot wait to see how the strategies are going to play out today. There's in the pit lane for Jones and also for Deckers. From the mediums to the hards for both drivers. And coming out of the pit lane is Deckers and Jones. Then where will they exit? There's a Haas car that's going to beat them out of the pits of Raikkonen, who goes through. And in, oh, never mind. The Mercedes gets ahead of him. The Ferrari doesn't do that, though. Deckers does get out in 8th, though, and that has worked out very nicely for Deckers. Oh, Waits and Potts change around. Waits into 6th, and of course, quite expected. The man that pitted from the front and took pole and was on an absolutely brilliant race so far is now making places up. So it's very expected for him to be doing that. Elmo of the Void also doing the same thing and simultaneously making a move on Orimas into 3rd place on the 11th lap. Look, with a 3-second penalty, here comes Waits then to make a move, ladies and gentlemen. Waits into 5. As Black Sharks in the pit lane, a few drivers making overtakes on them now. A lot going on here. IIS in the pit lane as well. Watson with a time penalty then, ladies and gentlemen, as Deckers and Potts in 5 and 6. They change around. Deckers goes into 5. Fair play for Deckers. You know what? He's making his way through the order, and this is looking strong. This is looking very strong. At this moment in time, he's on 3rd place. He is on the podium at the moment. If it carries on like this, because of the way it's turning out, goes wide there, the McLaren, as Potts is going to try and fight back through. Can't do so in 7th position. As Black gets ahead. Waits now into third. Orimas drops down to 4. Deckers has got a bit of gaining to do, 4.7, but if he can continue this, he will be able to make a pass. Here comes the McLaren. This move looking quite inevitable then. Black Sharks out of the pit lane. New tyres on the backside of Deckers. As Waits get... Oh! Off the track goes Alex M into the wall then. Sliding into the barrier. Locking up and couldn't do much about that one now as he gets back into 6th position. Deckers into the podium places, ladies and gentlemen. As Elmo of the Void 1, Waits 2, Deckers 3. For the first time ever, I think, we see Deckers actually on the podium place and could be on for a podium finish today if he continues like this. The 13th lap of 35. Just wow. Raikkonen gets ahead of Alex M then. They're all making moves past him. Through goes Lucas as well into 8. Watson goes down through to 9. Alex M all the way down to 10 now with a broken wing as Look with a time penalty. Black Sharks up the inside line. Oh, side by side through the wall of champions then as Deckers with a penalty there. Deckers still staying ahead, but he picks up a 3-second time penalty through doing that. And now he's level on penalties with Black Sharks. Heading into the first corner on lap 14. Lucas now picks up a penalty too. Raikkonen in the pit lane. But it is Black Sharks, ladies and gentlemen. And Deckers, who both with penalties. Oh, Deckers spins the rears. No way he has done this. In 4th now, losing time. Deckers loses his podium. Wow. Just wow. The Mercedes loses his podium. Can Jones catch him? Lap 14 of 35, soon to become lap 15. There you go. We cross the line with some of the drivers. We've got Jones gaining on Deckers then and looking for the 4th place. Deckers will be deposited down to 5th. Then if he gets overtaken here, the Ferrari goes round the inside. He's going to make an easy pass past Deckers, and Deckers loses another place. He's down to 5th position now, unfortunately. Watson 6th then. Lucas and Orimas having a battle then in 7 and 8. And Lucas down to 8 now. Potts in the pit lane getting overtaken massively by a lot of the drivers. Really enjoying this race so far, though. It has been quite nice and chill. The two Williams have had an absolutely brilliant one up at the front at the moment. And you know what? I did not expect any less. I really, really didn't. You know what the boys are like up at the front. Very, very skilled drivers. And it is good to see them doing well again. Are we going to get a move between these drivers here? Jones and Deckers. Deckers gets through back into 4th position. I do apologise, I missed that. Cardelf now with a 3-second time penalty. But this is looking exciting then because Jones has been overtaken by Deckers again. As here they come then into the final corner. Deckers in front, Jones is behind. And that battle is just going to continue all the way down into the first corner. Jones in 5 then, not able to get ahead of Deckers here. Deckers still holding on to this one, but he is losing time to Black Sharks in front. So the battle really is centred here between P4 and P5. And I think the Ferrari is going to maybe get through at some point. It's Cardelf with a 10-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Here comes the Ferrari up the inside line in the Mercedes. He makes the move. Jones into 4th. Fair enough. I didn't know he was going to make it through. The Mercedes trying to fight him back. Jones into 4 then. Deckers down to 5th position now. A great move then for Jones as Deckers sends it back again through then here in the Late Breakers Club for Canada. Deckers tries to get 4th position back. He's through at the moment, but can the Ferrari fight him back then down in towards the first corner, ladies and gentlemen? Deckers holding this well through the Wall of Champions. He managed to get the DRS then down into this corner as well. As through the final corner we go. The Ferrari's going to try and gain on Deckers here to retake that position. But at the moment, not able to do so. Deckers running away with this one again. He has lost a lot of time to the man in front. 3.4 seconds now is that gap. As Jones dropping off by nearly 0.8 of a second. Great stuff from Deckers to pull away there. Jones, 3-second penalty. We've got many penalties today, everybody. His Deckers in 4 then. Jones in 5, ladies and gentlemen. Mercedes trying to hold his own in front. We've got the Ferrari to try and fight him back again. And this is probably the best battle on the grid at this moment in time. Is it going to continue? Are we going to get an overtake here with the Ferrari on the Mercedes? It has been a sensational race so far between a lot of the drivers, especially the Williams boys, who never fail to impress, running away with this race again. Look, with a 3-second time penalty then, ladies and gentlemen, the two Williams up at the front, and the gap between the two Williams, the guy behind of Black Sharks, is 13.3 seconds. A Haas car has gone around in the first sector, and it is Raikkonen then who finds himself backwards here in Canada, down in P12 now. The Ferrari getting ever closer then to the Mercedes, ladies and gentlemen. He's getting very much closer. This battle continuing on. Lap 20 of 35. We've got 15 laps remaining then of this race today, and the Ferrari's getting much closer here. This could be a move. Could be a move then on. As we go back onto the back straight, there must have been a warning there for Jones, running very wide on that corner. But he's getting really close on the backside here of the Mercedes, and he could have made a move here up the inside, faking Deckers a bit here, but a bit of contact is made as the Ferrari tries to get himself central back on the track. Deckers started to run away with it down the back straight, but can Jones collect himself again to gain on the Mercedes. He is gaining into the wall of champions, but maybe not the best place to make a move. He's going to get there, but not enough to pass. Oh, a bit wide there as well. That's a lot of time lost. 8 tenths lost there, 9 tenths, nearly a second. He is a second out. Very bad corner there for Jones. Just look at the Williams then. I've never seen anything like it. It's so good. Potts with a 3-second penalty, but the top two really having the time of their life then up at the front. Look with a 3-second time penalty. Let's have a look at the penalties actually, because they have got a lot bigger. The biggest is for Look with 22 seconds to his name. 3 for Raikkonen, 9 for Potts, 6 for Lucas, 3 for Watson, 6 for Jones, 3 for Deckers, 3 for Black Sharks, and 3 for Waits. At the minute, Deckers not on for that podium that he's been waiting for. Not on for it right now, ladies and gentlemen. And we are going to have to wait a bit more if we want it. In the pit lane is Waits. I'm not entirely sure why he's done that. Is that part of the strategy, or did he have a bit of a broken wing or something? Closest thing we've got is Orimas and Jones now. Of course, Jones did lose a lot of time to Deckers, and since losing that second to Deckers, we've managed to get Orimas on the backside of Jones here, ladies and gents. A bit of a different battle shaping up on our hands then. Oh, pit stop for Elmo. Pit stop for Elmo of the Void then. The two Williams both making pit stops. Waits is in P3 and he will come out ahead of his teammate, of course. So he's through into second place. Will his teammate fly through though? He's going to just about... Oh, side by side with his teammate. Knocks him sideways. Elmo gets ahead then, ladies and gentlemen. Waits has to drop back in two. Elmo of the Void now is the man in front of this. Black Sharks in the lead. Wow, are we going to get Black Sharks then, ladies and gentlemen? You know, getting overtaken by Elmo the Void. I think it's quite inevitable here. Watson with the penalty. And here's that move we've been waiting for then. Round the outside line goes the Williams of Elmo through past Black Sharks into the lead through the wall of champions. A flawless moves allows him back through then into the lead of the Grand Prix. Now Waits makes a move up the inside line and the McLaren forcing him then to concede. But is he going to concede as the Williams continues on? But the McLaren has got no thoughts of letting that one go, but he has to do, unfortunately. And through goes both of the Williams. This time though, Elmo of the Void is your race leader. Pit stop for Watson now. Brand new hards. Look with a 10-second penalty, and I hate to say it, he's nearing disqualification. 32 seconds is pretty bad, and he is definitely soon to be getting a disqualification there if he continues on, as Raikkonen now gets ahead of Luke. Luke in the pit lane waiting to serve that penalty. Here's Elmo and Waits then, 1 and 2. They're still running away with it. Nothing changed there. Luke with another penalty after exiting the pit lane and getting many, many today. Really is. But only 10 laps to go now then. 10 more laps then, ladies and gentlemen, of the Grand Prix tonight. Oh, Jones and Oremas change around. I think Oremas lost a lot of time there, somehow having a bad exit. Now Jones is back onto the backside of Deckers and looking for that upside move, or in the inside move, sorry. Couldn't do it this time around, but isn't far behind and still has the chance then down into the Wall of Champions or down into turn 1. There they go through the final corner. Lap 26 of 35 begins for them. Jones in 5. Decker's still holding this one though, up at the front of that in 4. Not a lot going on between them, unfortunately, at the moment. There really, really isn't. The driver's still continuing on to try and battle as much as they can. A few in the pit lane now. We've got IIS and Potts both making pit stops. Onto the mediums goes IIS. Potts does the exact same thing there on the brand new medium compound tyres. Jones and Deckers now finally changed their positions. Jones into P4 and Deckers has to drop down to the bottom of the top 5 then, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, he's now got Oremas on the backside and Watson. Oh, never mind, Watson isn't there. It's Luke behind that. But here they go then down that back straight once again for the 26th time. The 27th time will be the next time around now as the 27th lap begins. As Jones and Deckers then, they change around again. And Deckers now is in the 4th place ahead of the Ferrari, heading down into the left-hander first corner. Elmo of the Void picks up another 3-second time penalty. That is going to throw a spanner in the works then. Now he's got one, my bad. I think so. That means Waits would have been able to win it, but then Elmo now gets one. Sorry, no, wait, no. Oh, no, I'm completely wrong here. I'm completely wrong. Elmo, of course, would have still won that. But now he gets a penalty, and now it is even Stevens with him and his teammate. Here comes the Red Bull then, chasing Jones, chasing Deckers into the Wall of Champions again. It is lap 28 of 35. Lap 29 will begin fairly soon. I mean, with the Williams, they've just started lap 28 actually, so never mind. But still no move here, as in the pit lane for Oremas then. Oremas making a pit stop, ladies and gentlemen, going on the brand new medium compound of tyres. Will be inside for Watson then coming out of the pit lane. Is Oremas, who loses a place, and 7th position is now his, and he's got time with about 7 laps to go to fight back through the order then, everybody. With the 2 Williams, Elmo of the Void and Waits 1 and 2. position-wise at the moment, and 0.3 of a second between them. Waits could be here then taking the lead here, getting a mega closer to his teammate and actually giving him a minor tap on the backside. He's going to, oh, the rears sliding out for Waits. Keeps going, but he does lose a lot of time to his teammate there. Now 0.7 of a second is the gap. There's Look with a 3-second time penalty, and that is another one for him. And like I said, I think it's going to be disqualification for him soon. He's had a lot of penalties today and struggling with those track limits at the minute. Five laps remaining then. 5 laps, fastest middle sector for Aurel Stern on the brand new mediums. So, you know, looking quite strong then on these new mediums, but will they last till the end in a good condition? Probably will do, actually, if he can keep them nice. Aurel with the fastest lap. We did see him set fastest middle sector. He really is flying at the moment. He really, really is. But can he continue that form and maybe gain on the guys in front? 7 seconds is the gap. 6.9 now. He's 6.8. He is bringing it down then on these medium compound tyres to Jones in front. Oh, Waits on the backside of his teammate. Finally, he's gained up towards him again with only 4 laps to go of this Grand Prix now. In yellow flags then. Oh, I think Luke's in the pit lane. I thought he went round then, my bad. He's in the pit lane now and retires from the session on lap 31 of 35. Luke was massively behind, unfortunately. As Waits goes up the outside line. And he is through then, past his teammate. Finally, back in front. He started on pole. And now he is back up at the front, ladies and gentlemen. Waits in the Williams with a great, great drive ahead of his teammate now as the Williams on for a 1-2 finish in tonight's race. Alex getting overtaken by both of the Williams then. There comes Elmo. Securing another go. 0.6 of a second then is the gap between him and Waits in 1 and 2. And we've got a 3 laps left of this Grand Prix. We crossed the line now to start lap 33. with the drivers. And an overtake here then. Orimas losing his rears then. Deckers goes through to P4. Deckers only one place away from a podium position today, unfortunately. Black is massively in front. Oh, up the inside line goes Jones then. He has a 9-second time penalty. Orimas makes a move through as well. Deckers loses 2 places in one corner through the hairpin, and now they all fight back again. The Ferrari on the outside, through goes the Red Bull, the Mercedes with massive overspeed into the Wall of Champions. This is going to end badly then. Through the Wall of Champions they go. Contact made from all the drivers, but the Mercedes and the Ferrari keep it clean, and Deckers stays in P5 then, ladies and gentlemen. Jones drops down to 6th position. Jones with another penalty, 12 seconds to his name. Orimas as well has got. Never mind, he wouldn't be improving. He wouldn't be improving there, or gaining on any places. Sorry, because 3-second penalties for the guys in front, but he's 9 seconds to Black Shark, so that wouldn't really affect anything there. Oh, up the inside line. Mercedes around the outside here. Is that Deckers? It is Deckers. Into 5, as I think that was a back markup. There we go then. Jones continues on behind Deckers. We're going to head down towards the line, ladies and gentlemen. Double S with a 3-second time penalty as the penultimate lap of the Grand Prix now then, and Jones in the Ferrari getting close here to Deckers, pushing him out then, as now he's forcing his way through, prying the gap open, but still can't get ahead, and the Ferrari has to wait another lap. His rears slide around here as the kick Sauber putting pressure on him from behind. Watson goes wide and he loses his rears as well, as Deckers just tries to take advantage of that to run away with it. Raikkonen with a 3-second penalty. Watson to gain on the guys in front. Jones to gain on Deckers. Slotting the car up the inside line. Still could not do it. Here we go. Once again, the final lap of the Grand Prix now begins then with the Williams boys who have started that earlier on, and they're just behind. Never mind, they are heading round the first sector. But the guys here mid-pack heading into the Wall of Champions then. It's Deckers who loses his rears. Through goes Jones. Round goes the kick Sauber. Deckers loses his rears then on this race, down to P7 on the final lap of the race then, everybody. IIS overtaking Potts then down into P9. Potts now to 10. Will he be able to overtake again up the inside line side by side? It's IIS gets ahead into 9 though, and that is it from them. But here we go then. Waits in the Williams round the final corner after a brilliant race, starting on pole, completely flawless. He wins the Canadian Grand Prix for the 5th round of this season here at the Late Breakers Club. Waits on top of the world as Elmo of the Void is going to cross the line then. Here he comes to cross the line and stick a flake in it, because it is the 2 Williams on top of the world. The Williams 1 and 2 in this race. It's a 1-2 finish from them, as you can see. Elm of the Void with wing damage and still finishing 2nd place. Orimas will come across the line soon in 3rd. Orimas 3, Black Sharks 4, then 5 is Luco, 6 will be Watson, 7 will be Jones, now 7 Watson, 8 Jones, Potts will cross the line in 9, Deckers will cross the line in 10, unfortunately at the end of that. Alex M 11, Raikkonen 12 has across the line finally for Deckers. That should not have been 10 for Deckers, man. Right then, ladies and gentlemen, finishing results for the Grand Prix tonight. Waits in the Williams, takes the win with his Williams teammate Elmo of the Void. 1-2 finish for them. Orimas 3, Black Sharks 4, 5 is Luco, 6 AAS, Watson 7, Jones 8, Potts 9, and Deckers takes 10. Well done, ladies and gentlemen. Great race. Next up, really quickly, we will get on with the interviews then, the top 3 interviews we will be doing. I was on 95% and Ferrari was making me defend. Got a puncture, says Deck. Elmo joins the comms box. We've got the other Williams in there as well. God damn boys. Absolutely brilliant drivers. Absolutely brilliant. They really are. Let's get them both interviewed then, ladies and gentlemen. Hang on a moment. Hello, guys. Bear with me 2 seconds and we'll get started. Ooh, wow. Right then, let's debrief. Let's have a look then. The finishing results. Waits. We'll go with you first, mate. If that's all right.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Good stuff. Race winner for you today. Just give us your general thoughts on the race. From our point of view, it looked pretty flawless. To be fair.
It was a very difficult race for me. Being my hardest race so far across all the league I raced for.
Really.
And yeah, to be fair, it was very hard because I made a mistake at some point, which made me lose the lead. And I got penalties. And I was trying to catch up. Then I tried to undercut, didn't work. And yeah, it was just like I was literally pushing every single lap.
Yeah.
After the pit stop because I lost time to Helmut on the pit stop because I was pitting at the same times. Actually, I wanted to pit lap 8. I don't know why I didn't do it. And then I slide lap 9, which make me lose the lead.
Do you think?
That's
sorry,
actually,
mate. Go on. Sorry.
yeah. So that's for me like a lesson to actually stick to my strategy, which was to pit on lap 8 and like pit on lap 22 without again. But yeah, anyway. For me, it was a very hard race because Helmut kept me on my toes. GG to him. Didn't make it easy to overtake as well. Very hard. Yeah, so I tried actually at some point to get more ERS to overtake him. Impossible. So I was like, yeah, let's just me push first to force him to make a mistake. Did at some point. He lost traction and I was able to overtake. But basically, yeah, it was very hard. Yeah.
Do you think you struggled today because of what track it was, or do you just think it was just one of those days?
Yeah, I think it was about the track. I didn't race much on Canada. I basically made a setup like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And I hate it. So yeah, it was very hard. I think next week with what it is as track Monza.
Yeah.
Yeah, Monza is a track that I like. I've practiced on, so it'll be easier. But yeah, today was very hard. Yeah, because of Helmut. So GG to you.
Well, although it was hard, of course, good finish for you again. It's another 1-2 finish for the Williams boys. And I appreciate your time, and we'll bring Elmo in now, as we're on the topic of the Williams.
Hey.
Hello, mate. How are you doing? Hopefully you're okay.
Yeah, I'm just a bit disappointed to be honest, because after John Wick or Wade spun or at least hit the wall. I mean, it was kind of my race to lose. The only thing I had to do was don't pick up penalties and don't make any mistakes. But yeah, I also got the track limit, and one was a bit stupid because like I had to avoid a collision, so I got a track limit there. But it is what it is. So, and I mean, I didn't mean to double stack, but my strat was always to go in at 9, so it was unfortunate for him. Yeah.
So, asking the same question with you then, do you think you had your struggles today because of it was Canada, or do you think, like I said, was it just one of those days?
Well, Canada is just one of those tracks that don't come on league races that often. So I think most people are a bit under practiced on this track. Same goes for me. So yeah, I just find this track quite difficult because your traction is just pretty bad compared to other tracks, let's say. So it's really like I'm just trying not to spin on exit and stuff like that. That's the main issue. So yeah.
Well,
And track limits on the whole of champions chicane. That one's
well, it is another great finish for both of the Williams drivers. Do you think you guys are feeling quite confident now of wrapping that Constructors' Championship up at some point?
Yeah, I mean we're we got quite a bit of pace compared to the rest. So I think I think we got that in the bag. But yeah, I mean, it seems as John Wick has a little bit more pace than me, so I need to take the opportunities I get, and unfortunately, I messed it up this time.
There is more opportunity to come, Elmo, because I will be missing 2 races in December.
Ooh.
So you can catch up. Yeah. So if you're there, you can catch up.
Yep. All right.
Well, I appreciate both your time, boys. Well done on the 1-2 again, and speak to you next week probably.
Cool.
Thanks.
No worries. Right then, third place Sito Orimas. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, not bad. Hello.
Good stuff. Let's start with, just give us your general thoughts on the race then. Podium at the end, you happy with that?
Oh, it was unexpected, to be honest. But yeah, not bad. Somehow the two-stopper ended up working out in the last, I think, 8 laps.
Were you struggling with anything at all, or do you think it was quite an easy one for you? How would you explain it?
Oh, I personally hate driving. I like the track, but I hate driving it. So yeah, I was struggling pretty much till that last stint. The first stint was horrible. Second one was okay.
Yeah.
But the last stint was very good. Great pace on that.
Was there any in terms of your strategy today with pit stops and stuff, did that all go to plan, or was there any last minute changes you had to make?
Well, actually, I messed up the tyre choice and I took 2 mediums by accident. But it worked out quite well in the end, so I had to manage on the first stint quite a lot, so to save, obviously, the hards for as long as I could. And then I tried to hold on to the hards for as long as I could and to save the mediums for the end.
Well, I can't see the championship. Do you know where you are in the Drivers' Championship at the minute?
Behind these two. But yeah, third behind them.
Well,
it's good to try and keep the best of the rest.
Even then, podium today, a lot of points then coming your way, and hopefully that helps bump your name up that standing a little bit. But well done on your win, mate. We've got Monza next, I believe. Is that your kind of track?
It's a weird one. I usually used to struggle quite a lot, but last time I did a race and it went quite well. So
yeah,
looking forward to it. It's a good track. Hopefully not as many DRS trains as usual, but
fair enough. Well, I wish you all the best of luck next week. I appreciate everybody's time, and I will see you all next Friday.
Lovely. Cheers, mate.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
See you later, guys. Right then, that is it from me, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining me. It's been a pleasure to commentate for you again on the Friday evening. Have a good evening and good night.